two major blocks to the heart. And let's mention those, and then we'll come back to them, I think, in the next presentation, which will be in just a few minutes. But among those things that block the heart most consistently and effectively are passions out of control, especially anger and appetite. And we will see in a minute that these passions are an essential part of our constitution. So they're not evil things, but they need to be balanced. The other big block to the heart are what we call shubuhat. Shubuhat. Sheen, ba, ha, alif, ta. Shubuhat. Shubuhat are, as we said last time, fallacies, fallacious understandings, wrong notions, confusion. The heart needs knowledge. Knowledge is what is its food and nourishment. But it needs to have food that is wholesome and sound. And it will also receive fallacious understanding as if it were true. And that will harm it very, very much and block it. That's why we have to make sure that we get the right knowledge. The reality of Islam as a perfect religion, perfected religion, with its three elements of Islam and Iman and Ihsan, is a perfect program to restore the heart and to develop the heart. But we need to take it in its entirety. And also it brings back to the heart the calm that it needs, and it gives it the purity that it thrives on. It can be said that Imam al-Ghazali's great work, Al-Ihya, Ihya Ulumuddin, from the beginning to the end, is devoted to getting the human heart right. This is his goal. In reality, Ihya Ulumuddin is not a Sufi book. It's not about tasawwuf. Imam al-Ghazali is one of the great masters of Islamic law. And he is a master of all the three elements of the religion, of Islam and Iman and Ihsan. And in the Shafi'i madhab, Imam al-Ghazali is a pivotal figure. But in books like Al-Ihya, he's really writing for everyone. And for this reason, he very carefully watches his language. And he speaks about things that all Muslims can benefit from, regardless of their aspirations, and regardless of their education, and regardless of where they are at any particular point in life. So really his focus is on the heart. And here he lays down the foundations for everything that we need, for however high that we want to go. And as we said in the very beginning, we should train ourselves to look upon human society and human history as the history of the human heart. There's nothing Sufi about the heart. Okay, the heart is an essential part of human behavior, and it's an essential part of Islamic religion as well. And society functions, as it were, as a big human being, as the conjuncture of all the different hearts. And for the society to be well, it has to get the hearts well. And if the society ignores the hearts or does not develop them, then it also gets sick. Societies become sane if they develop the deep sanity of the heart. And societies also can go insane. And we see that in history. If we look at the 20th century, for example, and we look at a lot of the ideologies of the 20th century, secular ideologies, fascist and communist and socialist and other nationalist, and the way that they were pursued, it was insane. It was ruthless and insane. Societies always reflect the status of the hearts that are there. And if we want to set the world right, then we have to have a program for setting the human heart right. And Islam, in its totality, has the intent of doing that. Okay, so now what we'd like to talk about, bi'iznillahi ta'ala, is the fourth presentation. And I've called this the foundations of the healthy heart, getting things in order. So, as you recall, from the very beginning, we stressed the fact that reality is a continuum, and the human being is also a continuum. There is no contradiction between the heart as a muscular organ and the heart as the most profound expression of the human being. But in reality, that highest heart of hearts, the illuminated heart, it is the fountain. And the muscular heart is where it springs up. It is a representation of it. It's not the other way around. It's really coming down and not going up. And one of the main things to have a healthy heart is to get this apparatus of the human being, all of our physical aspects, our appetites, our passions, our will, our power, everything in the right place. And injustice in Arabic, dhulm, which comes from the same root that we get darkness from, is putting things in the wrong place, putting the wrong people in the wrong positions. That is oppression. And so we have to get the priorities right, and then inshallah we will also be sound. So when we talk about the healthy heart, one of the things that we want to emphasize here is the point that was made in response to a question at the end of the last session, and that is that part of the dynamic of the heart is that it loves to attach. It has the power to attach, and it has the power to love the thing or the person or the idea that it attaches to. And this is one of its greatest gifts of all. The heart has the ability to attach with the deepest emotions to the things that are put in front of it. This is a good thing if the heart attaches to what is meaningful and what is real and to God Himself. And it is a very harmful thing if the heart attaches to things that are not worthy of it. And the heart can do that very easily as well. So for this reason, the heart has to have knowledge, because it is on the basis of that knowledge that it is able to distinguish between those things that benefit it and those things that harm it. The heart is at the very best, the optimum that it can ever be at when it is attached to Allah, and when it is attached to God on the basis of sound understanding of what we believe about Him, what is authentic to believe about Him. And then it grows and it grows and it grows. In the process of being attached to Allah, the heart also needs to be detached from other than Allah. And this doesn't mean to be cold, and it does not mean to be oblivious to everything else in the world, but it means that it doesn't have the same attachment to them that it has for the Creator, and that the Creator trumps everything. And we refer to this also as emptying the heart from other than Allah. As Shaykh Abdul Qadir al-Jilani, may Allah be pleased with him, would say, put the world in your hand, but don't put it in your heart. And we can say that about other things as well. So we love our families, we love our friends, we love our teachers, we love our ummah, we love humanity. We should love all the things that God created in the right way, but we don't put them in our hearts. We leave the heart open for Allah Azza wa Jal, and we attach to Him. And then we see the wonders of how He works in the world and the different people that He brings into our lives and the different situations that He puts before us. Allah fully accepts the heart that affirms Tawheed, that affirms His oneness in the most perfect way, and that frees itself from everything less than that, everything contradictory to that, and from everything other than God. Allah ultimately veils the heart that does not do this, the heart that refuses to do this, the one that ignores Him and that drowns itself in the sea of multiplicity, that drowns itself in the sea of phenomena and all of these things other than Allah, attaching to them, with the kind of fervor that should be just for Allah Azza wa Jal. Again, those two things we talked about, shahawat and shubuhat, unchanneled passions of anger and of appetite, and fallacious, doubtful, confusing teachings, these are among the things that most powerfully work to detach the heart from Allah and to veil it.